Paul Christian Britz joins us now from DW's business desk. Thank you very much for coming in, Paul Christian. Two very good points brought up at the end of that report there, but really it all comes down to just the one point, saving money, doesn't it?
Yeah, saving money is an issue, especially for Volkswagen after the whole Dieselgate. The idea is to lower costs wherever they can, and traditionally the car makers have always sort of pushed down on the suppliers in order to squeeze money out of them and make their cars more affordable.
But it also puts VW in a very vulnerable position, relying on just the one supplier for car seat covers, the one supplier for components in a gearbox.
Yeah, the single supplier strategy is actually very common in the auto industry. The problem in this case is that the parts are essential to building the car. Car seats, okay, you can find a replacement, that's not a big problem, but the gearbox, you just can't finish the car without that. And that's actually a mistake, in management, and a management decision. You need to look at these, you need to realize I'm very much dependent on this one supplier, and that cannot be happening.
You say a mistake, but at the same time, it's all about saving costs. I mean, they're making huge amounts of money savings by going through this one supplier.
Yes, because if you have only one supplier, you can order larger amounts, and that brings down the cost of the individual product, the single unit.
Exactly.
So that saves them a lot of money, that's right.
So what have they done this time? Have they gone too far, do you think? I mean, no one really knows what's happened behind the scenes, but is that how you read the story?
That's tricky. It seems a supplier wouldn't do this if they're not with their back against the wall. There's that theory. Then there's the other theory that this might actually be a strategic move. The company's bought, or the company above these two suppliers,
the parent company.
The parent company has actually bought a couple of suppliers. There's also a struggle with VW in Brazil. So there's a certain structure, a certain similarity there. But of course, we don't know anything for certain.
Because the danger on the other side of this is that the supplier is, by doing this, committing commercial suicide almost.
If they pushed VW too far, then, yeah, I mean, come to think of it, like, who would go into a contract with a supplier like this? But it seems they've found an agreement that's okay for both parties. So there's a chance, at least, to continue relations here.
And this is all the more important for VW, with it relying so much not on just these single suppliers, but also on just-in-time supply and delivery.
And that's one of the big dangers when production actually stops. If one car part isn't there, you cannot finish the entire production. And then other suppliers also have a problem because they deliver their products just in time, and if they can't deliver them, then they have to stock up on them. There is no binding contract for VW to actually take these parts, so then the suppliers are left with their products and nobody's paying them, and that gets them in trouble as well.
Paul Christian Britz, thank you very much for coming in today.